get this party started. You guys all know the deal. All right. Here we go. Tuesday night trainer session. Get all of my computers going. All right. So if you don't have them available to you, this is the time to make them available. I forgot to bring my own, but get yourself a full water bottle in your bike. Have a fan if you can. If you have a ceiling fan, I would turn it on if I were you, and have a towel because you definitely will get your sweat on. Right now, you should be in the easiest gear that you have. That's just no effort cadence. If you have it, put yourself between 80 and 90, just enough to get the legs opened up a little bit, warmed up. Heart and lung will start working for you. We're going to go through the workout, which will consist of this warm up. Then what happens after that is we'll go through kind of what I call an opener. That's going to open the legs up a little bit more, get you ready, and start to bring a little bit of lactic acid to the surface, which is what we want. Actually, lactic acid is your friend as you start to learn how to use it properly. Then we'll go into our main set. So tonight's main set is going to be the first main set will be 8 minutes worth. And this is going to even open the legs up even more because it's going to be no more than a 1 minute effort. A little ladder, but an interesting one. And then we're going to move into the second half of our main set, which is going to kind of push your limits a little bit. See where you're at, but it's also going to test your patience, keep you on track, and get you some good solid efforts for that second half. And we'll cool down, and we'll be done before you know it. These workouts go super fast. So somebody told me today it's Chinese New Year, so happy Chinese New Year. Tomorrow is Groundhog Day, so we'll see what the groundhog has to say, and I brought with me some facts about Groundhog Day just to keep you occupied. Obviously, being from Pennsylvania originally, I've never been to Punxsutawney to see the actual Groundhog Day event, but it's a huge thing in that town. So if you ever want to make a folk lore kind of trip one year, from what I hear, it's totally worth it. It's a little hokey, but it's kind of funny. So maybe one of those things on your bucket list. Go see Groundhog Day and actually see the groundhog come out of the ground and tell us where our weather is going. All right. So what's going to be our first 5 minute effort? It's going to be 5 minutes. We're going to do a standing build. For those of you that are recovering or not accustomed to standing, you can forego the standing part and do this seated if you wish. So in a 30-second build, every 10 seconds, you're going to go a little bit harder and a little bit faster cadence. I'm going to put you in a gear that's going to allow you to do that. So we want a gear that's going to have a little bit of resistance. And we want something that's going to allow you to stand up without spinning your legs out. So you're going to go to your big ring. That would be your left hand for those of you that might not know it. You're going to shift all the way down where you're only seeing 3 gears under your chain. So Ethan, I need you to be in a gear that's going to be a little heavy. One where your cadence will be slow. In 3, 2, 1, we're going to stand up. Hold that where you're at. Not too hard yet. A little bit harder. And even harder. So you should hear yourself with each 10 seconds going a little faster, sitting down, staying in that gear. Your cadence might be super low. That's okay. This is a warm-up. This is forcing the body to start to come alive. 3, 2, standing up. A little faster. And even harder. Sitting back down. Woo! You're starting to breathe hard. That's a good thing. This is a tough warm-up. But I want you to be ready for what's to come in the workout. Stick with this. 3, 2, standing up. And a little harder. And a little harder. Sit back down. Coming up on 3 minutes. Only 2 more efforts to go. Use a lot of power here. I don't want you doing this. I want you using your leg strength. 3, 2, standing up. A little harder. And a little harder. Sitting down. Now the legs starting to come to life. That last little acceleration got a tiny bit easier. We got 1 more to do. Last one. 3, 2, standing up. A little harder. Last time harder. 3, 2, sit down, don't shift yet. All the way to the end. Got to finish this out. Full 5 minutes. 5, 3, 2, 1. To your small ring first, then up to your easiest gear. Spin it out. Take a drink. Remember the deal. The end of the night, that water bottle should be empty. So anytime there's a rest or recovery section, you should be taking a drink. All right. First of our main set. This is a ladder. Your goal for this is to hold your cadence at 100 for each one of these efforts. It's going to be a ladder. So you're going to see each one is a minute total, but it's going to change. So it's 15 seconds hard at 100, 45 easy, then 30, 30, then 45, 15, then 1 minute, 1 minute, then back down the ladder. As I said, key to this is 100 cadence. In terms of effort, you're going to go harder for 45 seconds. I'm sorry, for 15 seconds than you do for a minute. So if you get to 120 for that 15 seconds, that's fine with me. Gearing, I'm going to let you pick the gear. Whatever you want, effort should be into zone 4 or into something that's requiring you to really work to stay there. On a rated perceived exertion level, we're talking 8, 9 here. All right, so pick a gear. I'm going to go probably 4 or 5 gears down from the top. The first one is 15 seconds hard, 100 plus. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Use those abs. Nice and tight, nice and tall in your body. 3, 2, 1. Find an easy gear. You can go nice and easy now. Recover, because the next one's going to be 30 seconds. If you want to use the same gear, you may. If you hit a cadence in the last effort and you want to try to match that, go for it. But make it over 100. Think about your body position. Flat feet, light feet, little bend in those elbows. 10 seconds to go. The next one is 30 seconds. Find the gear you like. 3, 2, here we go. 30 seconds. 100 plus. Holding it steady. All about the legs. Upper body is still. Stay right there. Don't let that cadence drop. 3, 2, easy gear. If you want to take a drink, you may. You're only getting 30 seconds easy now. Next one's 45. Woo! The legs are going to be opened up and ready to go after this. Little short sprints help out a lot. All right, find your gear. 3, 2, let's go, 45. Don't let your effort drop. That's what this is all about. Trying to maintain and sustain the effort from start to finish. Stay relaxed in your upper body. Let the legs work. Almost there. 5 to go. 3, 2, 1. Nice and easy. But you're only getting 15. Then we're going to a minute. Find your gear again. 3, 2, 1 minute. Nice high cadence. Nice part about this is you get a minute rest. So give it everything. Stay focused. $30 in, 30 to go. Whatever makes you get there. If you feel your leg speed changing, do everything in your power. Get nice and tall in your torso. 5, 3, 2, easy gear. This is when you need to take a drink. 1 minute. Woo! After this minute, back down the ladder. 45, 30, 15. You're going to like what comes after this. After this set, it's going to be a nice build for the main set. All right, the second half of this, make it look just like the first. Find that gear. 3, 2, 45 seconds. Let's go. I want you to make me some nice trainer art. If I look at your file afterwards, I should see some nice, consistent boxes, which are the efforts that you're putting out. 15 to go. Don't let it drop. And here cadence is slowing. 3, 2, nice, easy. You're only getting 15. Back down to that gear. 3, 2, 1. 30 seconds. This is when it gets hard. This one, less rest, but a shorter effort. Keep the legs spinning. Go at your effort level. 3, 2, easy gear. Keep it easy. You got 30 seconds. Then you're going to do the last one, which is 15. On these rest periods, allow yourself to really rest. So you can give it an all out during the time that I'm asking. Find that gear. 3, 2, Let's go, 15. It's only 15. You should be able to really go for it. 3, 2, easy gear. Allow yourself to spin it out. Woo! You get a little extra rest because you're going to finish this up. Then you're going to get another 2 minutes on top of that. So let's finish up this. Then you're going to take a drink, towel off, and then I'll talk about what's going to come next. Maybe give you some groundhog. I almost said guinea pig. Groundhog trivia. All right, stay in that easy gear. 2 minutes here. Take a drink, everybody. All right, I know you're dying for some groundhog trivia. The Germans actually started groundhog thing. It stemmed from the German holiday called Candlemas, which was early European Christians believed that if the sun came out on Candlemas, which was always February 2nd, that winter would last for another 6 weeks. That's a nice little connection. So I guess we just put a little groundhog into our equation. All right. Here's what's coming your way. 2 4-minute efforts at a 90 cadence. And those of you that have power or heart rate zones, I want you to be near or the bottom or the middle of your zone 3. So this is a nice solid endurance effort. We're going to put a minute in between these 2 4-minute efforts. So hopefully in the first one, you can find the proper gear. I'm thinking somewhere around small ring 19. For those of you that don't know the 19, it's probably 25 at the top, 23, 21, 19, 4 or 5 gears harder than where you are right now. So go ahead and find that gear. Small ring 19 or something around that. We're looking at 4 minutes at a 90 cadence, right at the bottom or middle of zone 3. 3, 2, 1. For you, those of you that don't have zones, we're looking at an effort of 6 to 7 on a scale of 1 to 10. So find that effort. When you're doing this, you can actually listen to your own breathing to determine if you're in the right spot. If you're breathing heavily, you're going too hard. You should be able to do, if I were to talk to you, you should be able to actually speak in a full sentence. Take advantage of this, because if you've been around, you know this is only one of the efforts to come. So enjoy this little easier effort to build a little bit of endurance strength and some cardio. So solidly at 90. If you're following my legs, I'm right at 90. We got 1 minute down. So they say, according to this, that the groundhog really can predict the end of winter. I'm not sure I believe that. Just not with his shadow, because groundhogs hibernate every winter. The fact that he'd bother to leave his hideaway is a natural sign of spring to come. The furry critter is also easy to find. Groundhogs live in the majority of central and eastern U.S., plaguing gardeners everywhere. We had a groundhog in our yard this past summer. We'd see him every day, eating up the grass. So I should ask you guys this a question for the trivia segment. Punxsutawney Phil is actually just a nickname. You're still staying right at 90. We're coming up on 3 minutes. Punxsutawney Phil's official name is Punxsutawney Phil, seer of seers, sage of sages, procrastinator of procrastinators, and weather prophet extraordinaire. Yikes. That's a pretty long name. Now, the fact that I'm able to talk to you guys as I'm doing this is a real indicator that I'm in the right zone. So I'm taking advantage of this effort. So remember what gear you're in right now. Remember where your effort level is, because we're coming up on our 4 minutes and you're going to get a 1 minute break. 3, 2, 1. Nice and easy. 1 minute, take a drink. We're going to do that exact same effort for 4 minutes. So if you found the right gear, go back to that one. If you need it a little harder or easier to be able to hold that effort for 4 minutes, then make that happen. Remember, 90 is our cadence. Or if you're using miles per hour, if you don't have cadence, that's fine too. Something that's going to give you a metric that you can follow helps it out. All right, go ahead and find that gear. Find that gear. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Now you might find that right now your legs kind of busted out. You went to a higher cadence. You felt super fresh for those first 10 pedal strokes. But I want you to settle right back into where you were for the previous effort. We always think we have to pedal faster to hit 90 when we really don't. That's where the patience comes in and the consistency. So if you're clipped in, you should be using every part of that pedal stroke. So the pushing down just happens naturally. You don't have to make it happen. If you make your feet light, meaning you're using more of a slight upward motion, then that pedal stroke will be circular. The indicator is if you can hold your cadence right at the number you're asking without it jumping around all over the place, then you know you're pedaling evenly. The original Groundhog Day involved actually eating groundhogs. After sightseers celebrated Punxsutawney Phil's weather prediction in 1886, they all headed over to Gobbler's Knob to dine on a feast made up of a variety of groundhog dishes and the equally delicious sounding groundhog punch. Ugh, I don't know about that. I'm not sure. I'll have to see if I can find the groundhog punch recipe. Maybe it was like a football game. Everybody had been tailgating for so long, drinking groundhog punch. Tasted okay. All right, you're coming up on your last minute to go. This minute went faster, I think, because as we always say, the more I talk, the faster the effort goes. So the movie Groundhog Day put Punxsutawney Phil on the map. After the release of 1993's film starring Bill Murray, which was one of the funniest movies, attendance at the big event in Punxsutawney exploded, drawing crowds of up to 30,000 people. That's a lot in a small town in Pennsylvania. 10 to go. 3, 2, 1. Small ring, easy gear. Spin it out. Take a drink. Now remember what that effort felt like. Because now, just like at the beginning, when we moved through that first set, where we kind of got a little harder, and a little harder, and a little harder for that stand-up effort, that's what's happening here. With this next set, your cadence is going to increase. Your zone or effort level is going to increase. But fortunately, I'm being kind to you, and the time is going to decrease. So we're going to do 3 2-minute efforts at a 95 to 100 cadence. If you can stick closer to 95, that's where I'd like you to be. And I want you to get to the top of zone 3. And if you're just touching on the bottom of zone 4, that's fine with me. So we're looking at about 7 to 8 on the RPE scale. So you're going to do, as I said, 3 2-minute efforts. Here's the kicker though. You're only going to get 30 seconds of rest in between each of these. So take advantage of those rests. That's when you're going to take a sip of water. We're halfway through the workout, so you should have half of your bottle consumed at this point. And again, I'm going to let you pick the gear, but I'm suggesting somewhere around your small ring 17. So you're looking at about 5 shifts from the top of your set. So go ahead and find that gear. 3, 2, 1, 95. Effort. Top of zone 3. Just touching on the bottom of zone 4. 2 minutes solid. Now is when you really want to start flattening your back, tightening up your core, getting a little tall in your torso. If you felt yourself slouching, This is when you need to dial all that in. Start to pedal a little bit more efficiently. It's only 2 minutes, but it's a little harder effort. We got 1 minute down. Consistency is always, it's what we're looking for here. Sticking with it. Nice relaxed hands. Nobody's death gripping the bars. Hopefully you like your saddle, because we're not doing any more standing today. Short rest in between. Remember the gear you're in. If that one's working for you, you will go back there. 3, 2, easy gear. 30 seconds, take a drink. One down. 2 more to go. Now you've dialed it in. You know the effort. Let's make the next couple look exactly the same. Find your gear. 3, 2, 1. Right to it. Right back to 95. If you geared past where you were, then get right back to that gear. This is solid here. Solid 2. So according to the National Climate Data Center, flipping a coin is more accurate than Punxsutawney Phil. So the National Climate Data Center compared the U.S. national temperatures from 1988 to 2012 to determine the accuracy of Phil's predictions. And it was only proven correct 39% of the time. So he's not that accurate. It's a nice, fun gimmick. "30 seconds to go." This 2 minutes felt longer than the last. I was even talking. I have it dialed in. Now I know the numbers that I want to stick with. 5, 3, 2, 1. Nice easy gear. Take a drink. 30 seconds. One more. 2-minute effort. You should have it all perfectly set and ready to go. Find your gear. 3, 2, right back to 95. Right back to that effort level. For this one, I want you to focus on all of your body mechanics. Make it feel like just the legs are moving. Feel the glutes, the hamstrings, even your calf muscles getting engaged. Feel that nice circular motion, solid pedaling action, but light feet to make it happen. One minute down. One more minute to go. Then you can get a nice rest and we'll finish up. Told you this was going to go fast. Nice and solid. If you're sweating a lot, that's what this zone will do. But if you didn't hydrate properly today, that might be why you're sweating a lot. We sweat to cool our bodies. If you don't have a fan on you, that can make you sweat too. 3, 2, nice easy gear. Definitely take a drink now, if you haven't previously. All right. Our last effort is going to be 4 1-minute efforts. And you're going to, this time, go into your big ring. You don't have to go there now, but you're going to go into a gear. It's going to be a little harder. Your cadence, though, is going to come up to 100. Why? So let's think about that. A lower cadence, we don't have to cardiovascularly work as hard. So we're using muscular strength. When we bring our cadences up over 90, we're really forcing the lungs and the heart to work harder, putting us into a higher zone, which is what we want for this next effort. So we're doing 4 1-minute with only 30 seconds in between. And I want you to be in your big ring and whatever gear hold you at 100 cadence and put you into zone 4. So those of you that are using rated perceived exertion, you're looking at 9, 8.5, 9 on your scale. 10 is all out. We're not going there. I want you right at 9. So by the end of that minute, oh, it's hurting. You're just barely holding on to that cadence. All right, so everybody to their big ring or to a little harder gear. Whatever gear you think. I'm thinking maybe you're 21. We're looking at a minute. 100 cadence. 3, 2, let's go. Bring the cadence up. Nice and solid, holding it there. If you're going over 100, you can either dial it back or you can give yourself a harder gear. Whichever one's going to work best for you. Got to keep the legs spinning here. 30 seconds done. Just like the others. Nice and consistent. I'm right at 100 if you're following my leg speed. 3, 2, 1. Nice and easy. You can go to your small ring if you wish, or you can just stay in your big ring and just slow your cadence down. It's only 30 seconds in between. Not a lot of time to recover All right, find that big ring. Right back gear you were at. 3, 2, right to that 100 cadence. Let's go. Number 2 of 4. And then we're done. Keeping the upper body nice and still. Only the legs are moving. Feel yourself get tall in your torso so you can get up and over the pedals. Solid effort. Remember the gear you're in. We want to try to use the same gear for each effort. 3, 2, 1. Nice and spin it out for 30. 2 more to go. Nice and solid job. If you want a drink, take it now. All right, back to that big ring. Find the gear. 3, 2, right back to 100. Right back to where you were. If you forget to shift, you won't get the effort, which is what I just did. Gears are our friends. They make us stronger. They're also there to help us. We're on number 3. Some of you might be feeling stronger now than you did at the beginning. That's a good thing. That means you have nice endurance in place. 3, 2, nice easy gear. 1 more to do. Woo! Nice work, everybody. Coming up on the last one. If you want to really go for it, then give yourself one harder gear. Find your gear. 3, 2, here it is. The final one of the night. Super solid minute. Right at the right cadence. Right at the right effort level. If you want to push yourself for the last 30 seconds, now is the time to make it a little harder for this last 25 seconds ago. 15. Stick with it. Come on, this is when it counts right here. 5, 3, 2, nice easy gear. Small ring. Woo! Take a drink. Finish your bottle. So once you sitting around a 90 cadence, if you're in the easiest gear you have, this should be pretty good. The legs should spin nicely. Make them light. Try not to put any effort into that leg, or both legs, or one leg. So Does Punxsutawney Phil know the secret of everlasting life? Well, loyal fans swear there's only one Phil, and that he's been making weather predictions since 1886. But come on, let's be realistic. Since groundhogs only live up to 6 years, which is an interesting fact, it's not a very long life. More than likely, there's been many Punxsutawney Phils. And in fact, I think at one point, the New York governor or mayor or someone actually dropped Punxsutawney Phil. And I think he died as a result of his fall. Not very good. And there are other groundhogs that are predictors. But of course, the original is Punxsutawney Phil. There's Staten Island Stan, and there's somebody in Florida. Those guys don't count. Only Phil, because he's from Pennsylvania. All right, bring that cadence down to about 85 or 80. You should start feeling your heart rate coming down, the sweating process slowing. Again, if you haven't used up all that water, finish it up. The legs should just be spinning kind of at a natural cadence. And 80 should be easy. Just like our warm up, this cool down is just as important. We really want the body to start to recover a little bit. And as I preach, get in your recovery shake, meal. You don't want to just finish up, take a shower, and go to bed. The body needs some sources to help you out. All of those tools in your toolbox are ways of making the body recover from day to day and feel good for the next day. So think about what tools you have in your toolbox. And if you're missing any pieces, then you might want to add them. Proper nutrition, proper hydration, proper recovery, maybe some multivitamins or supplements that you've gotten approved through your healthcare physician. Just making smart decisions about what you're using to get you ready for your workouts. All right, we got 1 more minute to go. Then I will open up the phone lines. And you can let me know how this one felt. I was going to count how many workouts we've done already. I know I did it once before, but getting a nice library put together. All right, start to bring your cadence down even more. Make it almost feel like it's too slow. And too slow might actually feel like 80 or 75. Wanted to give you a good cool down on this one since that last effort was pretty intense. All right. Great job, everybody. Really good job. Woo-hoo-hoo.